What's up everyone, Nick here with my review for The Mandalorian Episode 4, Chapter 4, titled Sanctuary. So after the big events of last episode, in which we saw the Mandalorian tribe finally come to Din Djarin's rescue so he could escape on the Razor Crest with Baby Yoda, now we're treated this week to a more small-scale, quaint episode, which will likely serve as a standalone story to introduce the character of Cara Dune, played by Gina Carano. Essentially, the plot of this episode is that Mando and Baby Yoda plan to kinda lay low and hide on a planet called Sorgan for a couple of months, while they figure out their next plan of attack. And in the beginning of the episode, we can see a small village with peaceful farmers is attacked by Klatooinian raiders that have the use of an ATST. When Mando finally lands on the planet, he meets Cara Dune, an ex-rebellion shock trooper who has a bounty on her head, and assumed that the Mando was there to claim the bounty, but she ends up teaming up with him to help the village and save the farmers. This episode really got into some of the smaller character moments, and we also got some more small details on the Mandos backstory, as he was taken in by the Mandalorians as a child and he hasn't removed his helmet in front of others since that event. After Mando and Cara Dune are able to inspire the villagers to fight back and train them in a way to trap the ATST, which would basically give them the upper hand in the battle because of their numbers, they're able to successfully push back the raiders' advance and destroy the ATST. One of the things I really enjoyed about this episode was how much of a threat they made the ATST, because in reality, without like an entire platoon of rebellion soldiers or something, going up against one of those walkers with just 2 or 3 people would be pretty difficult, and those things have incredible destructive capabilities, especially when you're going up against essentially farmhands on a village. This episode really harkened back to those classic Western stories like Magnificent Seven, and also a story like The Seven Samurai. The show is certainly inspired by samurai and Western stories, and we get no shortage of those references this episode. In the episode, Mando is also tempted with the idea of just settling down on this planet with Baby Yoda, because he meets a woman that actually helps him out and takes a liking and interest to him. And he thinks for just a moment that he could actually put all this away and just, kind of settle down on this planet. And he does definitely consider leaving Yoda, at least, on the planet to live a normal life, but when a bounty hunter tries to kill the child, their cover is blown, and the Mandalorian assumes they need to leave the planet because more will just keep coming. After several weeks had passed since their victory over the Klatooinian raiders, the two then leave yet again on the Razor Crest, setting up next week's episode. So overall, I really enjoyed this episode. Like I said, I really liked the idea that it was just like a kind of a one-off episode introducing Gina Carano's character, but also giving us some pretty cool world building because we're getting introduced to a new planet, some new characters. We kind of get to see, what these people's way of life is like. The Mandalorian gets some quieter moments on his own. He does actually take off his helmet this episode, so we do get confirmation that he does take it off, just not in front of anyone else. So it's unlikely we'll ever see his face, but you never know. I also did like seeing the farmers basically learn how to fight and, defend themselves against the raiders that had been attacking their village, and seeing them take down the ATST was pretty cool. All in all, definitely a solid episode. It seems like this show just keeps getting better and better, which is kind of a rare feat these days. But drop your thoughts down in the comments below. What did you guys think of this episode? What were some of your favorite moments? I think obviously, anytime Baby Yoda is on screen, that's some of the best stuff in the show by far. And I was actually a little bit worried when he was considering leaving Baby Yoda on the planet, because I was like, damn, we're not going to see his character anymore, but obviously that didn't happen, so it seems like he's going to be yet again a major plot point throughout this season. But like I said, share your thoughts below, and for all things Star Wars and the latest in pop culture, be sure to subscribe to HN Entertainment.